Hi, my name is Brinley Fields. I'm a sophomore here at the U of A, and for this project, I chose to research The Infinity Mirrored Room, My Heart is Dancing into the Universe by Yayoi Kusama. It is currently located at Crystal Bridges in Bentonville, Arkansas, and it is one of my favorite pieces of art that I have seen and experienced. Yayoi Kusama is a Japanese contemporary artist born in 1929. She's known for her use of polka dots, mirror rooms, and large-scale artworks. Most of her artworks revolve around the theme of infinity and the intersection between art and psychology, or our minds. She focused mainly on paintings, sculptures, and performance art. She began painting as a child, and she would get hallucinations that had fields of dots. And so that's why her theme of dots is really prevalent in mostly all of her artworks. Her desire to be an artist drove her to move to New York City, and before she moved, she actually ended up destroying many of her early artworks. In the beginning of her career, she actually struggled to gain recognition, but she later helped shape the minimalist and pop art movements and still inspires hundreds of other artists. She's considered one of the most influential contemporary artists today. Kusama's interest in infinity has always been a huge theme in her artworks, and this is especially considered in her creation of the Infinity Mirror Room, where she made the environment make the viewer feel as if they are surrounded by space. Her interest in infinity came from her mental health struggles. She lived in New York City for 15 years before she moved back to Japan in 1975, where she actually put herself into a mental hospital where she still lives today. She created her art as a way to cope with the hallucinations and obsessions she had struggled with from an early age. Over the years, she became a major figure in the art world and ended up receiving many awards. She eventually was named a Person of Cultural Merits in Japan in 2009, and her unique approaches continue to inspire artists of all backgrounds and generations. Her Infinity Mirror Room, My Heart is Dancing into the Universe, is one of her most famous artworks. She created it because of her interest in how people connect with the universe. It was created in 2018. It is a beautiful piece of artwork that works with light, reflection, and space to create an illusion of infinity. The room is covered in mirrors on all sides. She did this to make it feel endless, and the colorful lights inside seem to go on forever. Hanging throughout the room are glowing colored LED spheres in shades of blue, pink, red, and yellow. These lights are reflected off the mirror walls, making it seem like there are way more of them there than are actually present. It creates a rhythmic pattern that fills the room. The contrast between the bright, colorful lights and the dark background makes the glowing spheres stand out. The variation in size, brightness, and placement of the spheres adds depth and movement. It makes the room feel like it is constantly shifting. Kusama's use of mirrors makes the room seem as if there are no boundaries. It makes it seem impossible to tell where the real space ends and the reflections begin, which plays into her artwork's theme of infinity. When a viewer walks through the Infinity Mirror Room, it's supposed to pull out many different feelings. Kusama's use of reflections and glowing orbs creates a sense of wonder and makes people feel like they're floating in an infinite space. She wanted to show an idea of losing oneself. This is often talked about in her art. The endless reflections could symbolize how small and insignificant one person is in the universe. This creates feelings of both awe and a sense of loss. The changing colors and brightness of the lights add to this emotional effect to create a dreamlike room. The experience can be peaceful and meditative, but can also be overwhelming. The viewer is surrounded by endless versions of themselves. Kusama wanted to reflect her mental struggles throughout her work. She specifically mentioned how her experiences with hallucinations and obsessive thoughts influenced her artworks. She spoke about seeing patterns in lights in her visions, and that was why she created the Infinity Mirror Room. I chose to research the Infinity Mirrored Room not only because I loved it, but because I wanted to learn the deeper meaning behind it. She used the bright, glowing, colorful spheres contrasting against the pitch black walls, ceiling, and floor to represent the balance between peace and difficulty. She wanted to have the viewer become part of her artwork and to become part of her universe. The artwork is deeply personal to her mental health, and it's almost as if the viewers get a moment inside her head.